And we are back. Predictions NFL Week 7 edition. To recap last week, I ended up going 11-4, putting my season total up to 70-22-1, getting my lock of the week right. So I'm now up to 6-0 on that, with the Rams being my lock. In case you're curious, the games I got wrong were the Eagles-Giants, the Cowboys-Panthers, the Bills-Falcons, and the Bears-Commanders. With all of that being said, the Bills and Ravens are on a bye week this week. Let's get it. Starting out, we have Steelers and Bengals. Steelers 4-2, Bengals 2-4. Opposite records here. The Steelers coming off of a win over the Browns, while the Bengals coming off of a quite embarrassing loss, but no surprise there, to the Packers. But they did look incredibly better with Joe Flacco compared to Jake Browning. So with that being said, I'm actually going to take the upset this week. Give me the Bengals to beat the Steelers. I know I'm crazy, but hey, sometimes you got to make crazy decisions in order to get results. So give me the Bengals. Moving on to our international game, we have the Rams and the Jaguars. Both of these teams 4-2. The Rams coming off of, like I said, a win over the Ravens, while the Jaguars are coming off of a loss over the Seahawks. Now, I will give credit where credit's due. Both teams have played pretty well up to this point. I think this is going to be a very good, very even match. I am going to give the tiebreaker to the Rams just because they have a bit more credibility behind them than, the Jaguars, who are still a new team. Oopsie, what did I just do? Okay, sorry about that. Moving on, now we have the Eagles and Vikings. Both of these teams 2 losses. Eagles, however, 4-2, while the Vikings are 3-2. Vikings were on a bye week, while the Eagles lost to the Giants on Thursday Night Football. I think the Eagles are going to win this game personally, although both teams do have, the advantage with the Vikings having a bye week to kind of prepare for this, while the Eagles having a long week with that Thursday night game. They have extra time to prepare for this. Ultimately, I like the Eagles roster more than the Vikings roster, so I'm going to take the Eagles. I think that's fair. Moving on now, we have the Panthers and the Jets. The Panthers 3-3 coming off of 30-27 win over the Cowboys, while the Jets 0-6. They lost yet again, 13-11 this time over the Broncos. I'm going to take the Panthers. I don't know if I'm going to pick the Jets to win a game this year. So, yeah, don't expect it. They have looked horrible. I don't see it changing much. They might get a win because obviously I don't think we're going to see a team go winless. But at this point in time, what keeps happening? At this point in time, I just don't see the Jets doing well at all. Moving on now to the Dolphins and Browns. Both of these teams 1 win. The Dolphins 1-5 with a loss barely to the Chargers, while the Browns 1-5. They ended up losing to the Steelers. I'm personally going to take the Dolphins here with how bad Dylan Gabriel looked last week. Even Tua looked bad, but at least Tua was able to make his game close. So I'm going to take the Dolphins in what should be a very entertaining game between two bad teams with little to play for besides draft position. Next, we have the Saints, who are 1-5, and the Bears, who are 3-2. Saints coming off of a loss to the Patriots 25-19, while the Bears coming off of a 25-24 game winner against the Commanders. I'm going to take the Bears here. They just look like the better team on paper. So there's no real reason for me not to pick them. So, yeah. I forgot to mention as well, I am picking the Patriots this week as my lock of the week. We already went over their game. I forgot to mention it. I do think the Patriots are going to beat the Titans. They're my lock. Mike Vrabel revenge game. With a new interim head coach for the Patriots, the Titans, I think the Titans are going to struggle to get that chemistry going week 1 or their first week. So, give me the Patriots as my lock. All right. Moving back to our regular games, our final 1 o'clock game, we have the Raiders, who are 2-4, and the Chiefs, who are 3-3. The Raiders, they actually won against the team we were just talking about, the Titans, 20-10. in a game where they started out to an early lead, never looked back. While the Chiefs, questionable win over the Lions. I know people are complaining about the refs, but they won. It was like 24-10 or something like that. I'm taking the Chiefs here simply because the Chiefs, they just got to win over a good team. And the Raiders, while they have beat the Patriots, who are in week 1, so it's week 1, you can kind of excuse that. And they beat the Titans, who have 1 win. So I'm taking the Chiefs because the Raiders have looked bad, and the Chiefs have, well, not looked good as they have been years past, but, I mean, they're still looking like they're a playoff team, a contender as well. 4:05 games, all games in Eastern Standard Time, by the way. We have 2 of them. Starting out, Colts-Chargers. This is a fun slate of, afternoon games, in my opinion. 5-1 Colts coming off of a win over the Cardinals. 4-2 Chargers coming off of a win over the Dolphins. This should be a fun first game to kick us off with. I'm personally going to take the Chargers. I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I think both these teams are going to drop 30 points. I don't know why. My gut is telling me to go with the Colts. My heart is telling me to go with the Chargers. Or, the other way around. My gut's telling me to go with the Chargers. My heart's telling me to go with the Colts. Because, the Colts are so fun to watch. They're so fun to root for right now. Meanwhile, the Chargers, well, they're the Chargers. But I'm going to be the logical man. I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm just that more compelled with them. You always got to trust your gut. I made that mistake last week. I literally, both the Monday night games, I went against my gut, and I got both of them wrong. So, yeah. Next, we have Giants and Broncos. Giants are 2-4. Broncos 4-2. Both these teams coming off of wins. Broncos in London, barely against the Jets, while the Giants dominant win over the Eagles. This is another one where, I know I just said you got to trust your gut. I'm already contradicting myself. I'm taking the Broncos. Deep down, I do think the Giants are going to win this game, but I'm going to go with the Broncos. I think the Broncos defense is going to be too much for these 2 rookies that are, putting on the freak show in New York. So I'm going to take the Broncos. I don't even think this is going to be a great game. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I don't know if either team will crack 20 points, but I think the Broncos are going to win. 4:25 now, we got the Packers, who are 3-1-1, coming off of a win over the Bengals, and we got the Cardinals, who are 2-4, coming off of a loss to the Colts. At the moment, I don't know if Kyler Murray is going to play. I have him in fantasy. He is questionable, so I'm going to bank on him playing because I'd hope he does play, obviously, for my fantasy sake. No matter what happens, I'm taking the Packers to win. That's my favorite team. I'm going to obviously ride with them. I do think they are the better team. I think their defense is just going to overpower the Cardinals, no matter who's at quarterback. So, yeah. Plus, we also don't know if Marvin Harrison's going to play. He did suffer a concussion last week, so if they're without him, tell me who their receivers are. Michael Wilson and who? Exactly. Give me the Packers. But I do think this will be a surprisingly good game. Not necessarily close, but good game. Commanders-Cowboys. 3-3 Commanders coming off of a loss to the Bears. Cowboys, 2-3-1, coming off of a loss to the Panthers. I think these are 2 teams who are going to match up very well against each other. And this is another one. This is one I could see going either way. I'm going to take the Commanders due to their track record. I'd rather lose to the Bears by 1 point than lose to the Panthers by 3. And not even lose to the Panthers, lose to a guy named Rico Dowdle. This could be a game where the Commanders could exploit the Cowboys and run all over them. I'm going to hope that's the case because, I have Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in fantasy. Give me the Commanders. I think this will be a good game. Sunday night, Falcons 3-2, 49ers 4-2. Falcons coming off of a great win over the Bills. 49ers coming off of a loss to the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Falcons here. I think at this point, the 49ers injuries are literally too much for them to overcome. You're losing literally every single guy on that team who's not named Christian McCaffrey. This man used voodoo magic. He sacrificed his teammates for his health. I'm going to take the Falcons because, for all I know, I could be, and I wouldn't know it, I could be on the 49ers roster here next week, and I'd have no idea. So, if you see me on the field, good luck to me. That's how injured they are. Moving on to Monday night, first one, 7 p.m. Talk about great games. We have the Buccaneers 5-1, Lions 4-2. Buccaneers pick up the win over the 49ers. One of two one-win teams or one-loss teams remaining who are actually credible. No bye weeks, no ties. Then we got the Lions who are 4-2. Could have been part of that club, but they lost to the Chiefs. And I think the Lions are going to get their get back. I'm taking the Lions. I think they're going to say, we don't want you being part of this one-loss club without us, so we're going to bring you down to the two-loss club. Give me the Lions and what should be, I'm hoping, a good game, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this one was kind of crappy. Monday night now, Texans-Seahawks. Texans 2-3, Seahawks 4-2. Texans run up by a week. Seahawks, they ended up playing the Jaguars. They won 20-10. I'm personally going to take the Texans here. I think the Texans are going to be well-rested coming off of a bye, had extra time to study the Seahawks team. While the Seahawks, they were in a bloodbath with the Jaguars. They probably weren't really preparing for the Texans. They're we're taking this one game at a time. I think the Texans are going to catch them off guard and pick up the win. So, to recap my picks, the teams I have winning are the Bengals, Rams, Eagles, Patriots, Panthers, Dolphins, Bears, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Packers, Commanders, Falcons, Lions, and Texans, with the Patriots being the lock of the week. If you don't know how lock of the week works, I never explained it. Basically, if you know what the ESPN Eliminated Challenge is, it's that, except I don't get eliminated. It's just, it counts as a loss. So every week I'm allowed to pick one team, and I'm not allowed to use that team again, no matter how late in the season we get. So, is it worth wasting all the good teams to guarantee good records? Or is it worth, trying to take risks with the not-so-good teams and hope I can save those good teams later on? Normally, I've, been trying to pick close matchups with, mediocre teams. But this year, I'm tired of, having, not a great season. So I'm going to try and, I'm using the good teams if you can't tell. We're going for undefeatedness. All right. Already mentioned, but Bills and Ravens are on a bye week. We'll quickly go over the playoff picture like I do. No teams have clinched or been eliminated a playoff spot yet. Obviously, we're only 6 weeks in. That'd be pretty embarrassing if somehow, some way that happened. However, looking at the AFC and NFC, the Buccaneers and Colts, both at 5-1, have the 1 seeds. 2 seeds being the Steelers at 4-1, and the Packers at 3-1-1. The 7 seeds being the Broncos and Rams, both at 4-2. The 3 seeds being the Chargers and 49ers, both at 4-2. The 6 seeds being the Jaguars and Lions, both at 4-2. The 4 seeds being the Patriots and Eagles, both at 4-2. And the 5 seeds being the Bills and Seahawks, both at 4-2. If you can't tell, there's a lot of 4-2 teams who would make the playoffs. That's kind of where the threshold is right now. Obviously, that's how it always is you want to win double the amount of games that you lose. So 11-6 is kind of your range, in my opinion. So, yeah. Falcons, our first team out at 3-2 for the NFC. No surprise there because they are 3-2. They need to be 4-2 to make the cutoff. And for the AFC, it's the Chiefs and the Texans who are 3-3 and 2-3. The AFC is very, we're top half, bottom half. So, well, the NFC is kind of more. You see the Vikings at 3-2, the Bears 3-2, the Falcons 3-2, the Panthers 3-3, the Cowboys 2-3-1, the Commanders 3-3. There are a lot of teams who are right there. So yeah. With everything said, hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I will see you guys next time. Let me know how you think I did in the comments, and goodbye.